Okay. 154, 139, 154, 192, 180, 140, 154, 155, and the last one, 192. So now, first question, what is the sample size? Okay, can someone answer me what is the sample size? Nikia, what is the sample size here?
Is this the mean?
What is the sample size?
Sample size is like the average mean.
Are you sure? Are you in my class yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean by sample size? The number of data in that sample. Can you tell me what is the sample size for this case?
9.
Mikia,
Yes.
I tell you, if you want to do well in statistics, make sure you know the meaning of each term.
All right.
The sample size is 9.
For the sample size is 9.
Okay, next. Usually, this is what we call the raw data. All right? So usually we will present our data. We will describe. Okay, how are you going to describe the data? We are learning descriptive statistics, all right? How are you going to describe this data? Okay, can someone suggest how are we going to describe this data? What are the, when we say describe data, that means we use a single number to give people the picture of this group of numbers. That is called describe. And if you look at 6B, in the book, it said measure the center of data. So how are you going to describe? Like for example, every time in your report card, right, in your high school, your teacher will give you your mark as well as the class mean, yeah, the highest and the lowest. So how are you going to describe this data? So what are the things that you use to describe? Can someone give some suggestion? Okay, when you say using a bar chart or a pie chart, that is the display. Okay, line graph, these are called display. That means you present your data. You are not describing. Okay, when you say describing, in statistics, we use three value. That is called the center of data. We call it central measure. That is in 6B. Central measure. So 3 value. So who can give me the 3 value?
Is it 154? 54?
154. Yeah, we are talking about central measure, we talk about mode. Okay, can someone define what is mode?
Mode is like the most common number.
The most common number, yeah? Or we say the number
Which occurs
with
the most.
the what? The highest frequency, okay? Or you say appear the most. Am I right? So that is the mode. So in this case, may I know what is the mode?
154.
Yeah, you look at 154 appear how many times?
3.
Okay, then the next one we want to talk about will be the, what is another central measure? You learn all this in high school. Yeah, the mean. Okay, what do you mean by the mean?
Average.
Yeah, mean.
Like,
Sorry.
basically, like
Mean.
you
Okay.
add all the measurements and divide it by the sample size.
Okay, so we are talking
This-
about in layman term, we call it average.
Yes.
But in maths, you cannot say average, huh? Layman term, we call it average. And for this, because this is a sample, and the height, my variable, I have to define what is my variable. That is the height. Okay, I usually use an alphabet to represent the variable. Right? So the mean, sample mean, we have the variable and the bar on top. This is called sample. This symbol is for sample mean. Remember, huh? So how do we find it? We use sum of the data divide by number of data.
Size.
Sample size, you can say so, or number of data, or you call it the frequency. So in this case, can you tell me the sum? Can you calculate, everyone in the class? What is the total?
1,460.
1,460 divided by
9.
9. So you get
162.222.
1.2.
162.
Okay, so that, and the way we write this, the formula, the word sum, we use this symbol to represent. So next time you see this formula, you should know what is it. Are you clear? So all this we call it. So we use all this. We tell people the mode. We tell people the mean. That is how we describe the data. When we say in statistics, we describe the data, we use different value to describe it. So you have to know what is the meaning of mode. If people give you the mean, you know how to interpret. So in this level, other than saying the average, you have to take notes that mean also means expected value. If the question asks for expected value, you should calculate mean. So like for example, the mean class mark is 62 mark. So that means when I pick a student, I expect the student to get 62 mark. So that is called expected value. Remember, that is the interpretation of mean. Remember that? Hello? Okay. So what is another one? What is another one?
Median.
Median. Okay, what do you mean by median?
It's the middle value of the data set.
Okay, when you say the middle value, can I say the middle value? So if you say the middle value, then for here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It has
So the
to be.
median
It has to
value
be in
is this
order
one.
from smallest to largest.
Yes. So we say median is the position in the middle of an ordered set. That means you have to arrange it from the smallest to the biggest or from the biggest to the smallest. And you want to find the position for this one, what you can do is you can use this formula. Okay, our n is 9, 9 plus 1 over 2. So it's the fifth data, am I right? So if you arrange this, what is the value of the fifth data? You can arrange from big to small or small to big, up to you. So if I arrange, I have 1, 3, 9, 1, 4, 0, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4. So the fifth one is 1, 5, 4 because this is up. All right. So the median is 154 cm. So what is the meaning of median? If I say the median, okay, if I have, for example, I have a situation, I have 30 students in my class. Okay, the median is 52 marks. So what can you say about the distribution of the mark of my student in that class of 30? Can someone give me? Can someone try? Adrian, can you try? So in our here, you not only have to learn how to calculate, you have to learn how to interpret. So if I say the median mark is 52, so what can you imagine? My student in the class. I have 30 students in the class. Okay, so interpret this. Can you please interpret this?
Is it? Okay.
Can you interpret this? Exam, I will ask like that, question.
Half the class got below 52 marks.
Okay.
Or equal to 52 marks, and then the other half is
Okay.
equal or more.
So when you say half, why don't you give me the number? Half of the students, that is
15.
15 students got below 52 marks.
But it also can be equal, right?
No. Median may not. So we don't
Oh.
put equal. Yeah.
Okay.
So that means another 15 students will get higher than 52. So that is how you interpret median. Can or not? So that is how, when people describe a set of data to you without giving you the raw data, you don't see this. You only see all this. So that is called describing. Because all of us, we don't want to see raw data. So you must know how to describe your raw data by using these three. We call it the central measure. Get me? So each and every one of us, you must know what is it. And you must know which type of data mode is more important, median is more important, and so on. So if I give you two sets of data, then you can try to interpret. I will talk about this more. So this is just to let you know. Okay, now, calculation of statistic is very tedious. Am I right? This is only 9 numbers. If I give you 20 numbers, easy or not? Is it easy to calculate? If I give you 20 numbers, easier.
Need to
It's
be
very
very
tedious.
careful.
So now,
Yeah.
it's very tedious stuff. So now we are going to ask for the help of our GC. I purposely write down here. Yeah, so that you can have one page. If you want to screenshot, if you didn't write down, then you can screenshot it. Okay, GC. How are we going to use GC to help us? Okay, step 1. Okay, you press edit and you press stack. Everyone ready? Go to edit. Select number 1. There's edit. Okay, then key into L1. Column 1. Okay, please key all this data into column 1, everyone. I'm doing that also. So if you want to delete whatever in L1, you just bring the cursor to L1, then press enter, then press clear. Then everything will be gone. Then you can start to key in. 154, 139, 154, enter, 192, enter, 180, enter, 140, enter, 154, enter, 155, enter, 192, enter. Everyone finish entering?
Where is stack? Second.
No, stack is the button. There is the button STAT.
Oh,
Can you
I'm
see?
blind. Yeah, I'm blind.
Yeah, you are not blind.
All keying in L1.
Yeah, all key into L1.
All right.
Done?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So every time before you do further operation, you must put second mode to quit from the program. Second mode, you quit first. Okay, this is to quit. Yeah, there is a quit up there, correct? Under second mode. Okay, then after that, you press stack again. Press this button, stack again. Yeah, then you bring the cursor to CAL. Then you select number 1. 1 var stack. Okay, do you see that? Press.
Yes.
Then you will have the list. L1. If it's not in L1, you can change to L2. We don't have frequency, just leave it blank. Just leave it blank. Then you bring your cursor down to calculate. Then you put enter. Okay, that is how you do. And you get everything there. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so whoever wants to screenshot this. I'm going to explain whatever is shown in the calculator. Done?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so in your calculator, after you do your 1 bar stack, you have the first one. So can you tell me what is this mean? We have 162.2. So listen, this is the mean. Okay, I told you X bar is for sample mean, correct? Your GC, it doesn't matter whether sample mean or population mean, it still will show like that. So this is also can mean the population mean. Later in chapter 7, I will show you how you know that that is a population mean. The frequency list, you just leave it blank. Because we don't have frequency, each data only appear once. So we don't have to key in the frequency list. Clear? Hello? Okay. Yeah. Population mean. So you see the different symbol. Be careful, sample mean and population mean, the symbol is different. Okay, but your GC will show the same. Okay, so the second one, you should know what is it, correct? Hello?
Yes.
Do you know the meaning of this? This is 1460. This is called sum of X. Sum of all the data. Okay, what is the meaning of this? This is the sum of the square of each data. That means you have like, just now we have 154, you square it, then you plus until all. That's called sum of the square. You square first, then only you sum. Okay, the next one. With the S and an X at the bottom. Okay, who can tell me what is this? We get here 20.547. Who can tell me what is this? Any idea? Hello?
No clue.
No clue. This is showing the spread of the data.
Wait, is it like the average difference?
This is called sample standard. After I will explain this, deviation. That means this gives you the spread of the data. Okay, but this is for the spread of data. Okay? But this symbol is for sample. Okay, this symbol, It also means the spread. There is a bit different. After I will show you with the formula. This is called population. Standard deviation. Got it? So this is also show you the spread of the data in the population. So if I have the mean of 162 and the standard deviation of 20, so I can know roughly what is the lowest. Maybe if I say 3 standard deviation lower, it means 162, I take away 60, maybe the lowest is 100, and the highest is maybe, yeah, so that is telling me the spread of the data. How much is deviate? And in this case, it deviate from the mean. When I give you the formula, then you will know afterward. Okay, so be very careful of the symbol. Okay, and okay, Mikia, tell me what is N?
Okay, like the number of like the tests. I mean, wait.
I want a specific term. At the beginning of the lesson, I asked you.
Yes, sample size.
Yes, sample size. You better learn all this term. Okay, then there is 9. If you go further down, you got the minimum value. Everyone should know what is the minimum value. The one I don't have to explain. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of Q1? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of Q1? Wait. You learned this before. Okay, the Q1 given is 147.
Is it lower quartile?
Huh? Yes?
Is it
Some-
lower quartile?
Yes, you are right. This is the lower quarter. Qua means 1/4, or we call it the first quarter. Or another term, 25% percentile. Okay? 25% percentile. Percentile means, okay, that means I know that I have 25% of my data is less than 147. You get me? Okay. You learned this before, huh? Okay, then median. We know that MED is for median. Yeah. Then Q3. What is Q3? So
Higher
median is,
quartile.
yeah, 186. We don't call higher quartile, we call upper
Per
quartile.
quartile. For
Okay, upper quartile, or we call it third quartile.
75 percentile.
Yeah, 75 percentile. So all this can be, that means I have 75% of my data, the value is less than 186. 25% is more than 186. Median is second quarter. Okay, or we call it 50 percentile. So if the question can ask you what is the 50 percentile, they don't say median. They can ask you in a different way. Okay, so the maximum. So now you understand all? Okay, now this one, this one, wait, not this one. We have, do you know how to find interquartile range? Do you know how to find interquartile range?
Q3 minus Q1.
Yes. So that is called interquartile range. That is Q3 minus Q1. How about range? How about range?
Largest value minus the smallest value.
Yes, maximum minus the minimum. Okay. So why? Okay, all these that I put an asterisk. All these measure the spread of the data. Okay, we don't just describe the data by using a single number. We also want to know the spread of the data. Okay, now, so you know how to find interquartile range, you know how to find range. Why must we have interquartile range? Why we just use the range? Okay, afterward you will see. Okay, how are we going to find standard deviation? What is the formula for standard deviation? Okay, screenshot this already. You must know how to interpret all the value that you get from one vast stack. Ready? So now I'm going into 6C. If you look at 6C, 6C, what is it talking? So your exercise 6B, or you can use your calculator and key in and calculate, okay? So now let's look at 6C. 6C, what is it? Can someone tell me what is it all about 6C? It's a variance and standard deviation, correct?
Yes.
So I'm not going to talk about variance first. I'm going to talk about standard deviation first. Okay, I'm going to give you the formula first. Okay, if I have a sample standard deviation, the formula is like this. The data, take away the mean, then I square it for each one, then I sum it up, then I divide by n minus 1. So look, from this part, if I have a cell data, this is the mean. Some data will be here. Some data will be here. Am I right? More than the mean. So this value for this side, it will be less than 0. For this side, it will be greater than 0. So if I just add this up, then I will get 0. Am I right? Because some is negative, some is positive. That is the reason why you want to square it. A negative number, you square it, definitely greater than 0. So when we talk about standard deviation, we are talking about how much. Okay, each of these is how much each data deviate. Deviate from where? From where? From the mean. And standard deviation is the average deviation. Are you okay? So that's why you square it to avoid negative number. So that's why variance is without the square root. That's it. So variance have no meaning. Are you clear? That's why variance always we put standard deviation squared. Get me? Hello? So it shows how much the data spread from the mean. If the standard deviation is big, that means I have a data which is very far away from the mean. If the standard deviation is small, which means that my data all are very close to the mean. So when you talk about your subject score, correct? Yeah, some of you score very well in certain subject, but you didn't score well in certain subject, correct? So your standard deviation of your average score of your score will be very big. So that means your subject performance is not consistent. It's not the same for all. If your standard deviation is low, that means it's good. You can be consistently fail or consistently score. So, got it? So standard deviation also can as a measure of consistency. Get me? Hello? Can or not? Okay. Then for population standard deviation, the formula, the difference is just the bottom. And the mean, I have to write like that. And you also can use another formula. Do you need to know this formula? The answer is a yes, because we are going to use this in our chapter 7. For this chapter 6, or you can use calculator. Okay, all this formula we will prove in chapter 7 later on. Yep. So now you know what is standard deviation?
Yes, miss.
So, okay, so the spread. So for this exercise in chapter 6, all you can use calculator. You don't have to follow the book and build the what? Build the table, no need. You just key into your calculator and settle it. Do you get me? Okay, so now I want to explain to you about certain thing. Okay, I want to talk to you about what is the effect. Okay, now I'm going to give you the example of the data that I have. Okay. Okay, now, if you have a look at this data, do you see something that is very odd there? Do you see something?
Why is there 9,000
9,000.
all of a sudden?
So all this value in statistics, we call it the outlier. So what is the meaning of outlier? If you go to your book, yesterday, the very first page, what is an outlier? An outlier is a value or a data in the group that whereby it is either very, very big or very, very small. So there is an outlier. So what will this outlier affect the whole thing? You tell me. What is the effect of an outlier towards the mean, the mode, and the median, you think? This outlier, will it pull up the mean or pull down the mean?
Up.
Pull up the mean. Okay, so now I want you to do a calculation of the mean. Key into your calculator and tell me the median and tell me the mode. This one got mode. The mode is 21, okay? I can write for you. And tell me the standard deviation. And also tell me the range. Use your graphic calculator. This is with outlier. This is with, I want you to do the same without outlier. That means you omit the outlier. Without the outlier. Okay, that means my data will be 21, 20, 22, 25, 21, and 23. Okay, let you have a look at what is the effect of outlier.
Range is 5. Without outlier, range is 5.
Without outlier, the range is 5, yeah. Okay, can I have the mean with the outlier? If I can do it faster than you, go to edit, clear.
1,304.57.
1,304.
4.57.
1,304.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I do it by myself. Okay. 130.4.57. Okay, the median, the standard deviation is 3393.36. Yeah, and the median is 22. Yep. Stack, edit, delete off the 9,000. Twenty, 22, 23, 25, 21, 23, 21. Okay. So this one you get 22. Standard deviation is 1.788. The median is 21.5. So you look, the one that is affected by the outlier is the mean and the standard deviation and the range. All right? So outlier will change the spread. If the outlier is big, much bigger, it will pull up. If the outlier is smaller, then it will so. Got it? Okay, so that is the effect of outlier on this value. Okay, now, how are you going to describe the shape of the distribution? Okay, I'm going to give you a shape of the distribution. You can see this in page. If you look at the book, you can see this in page 162. Okay, shape of the distribution. Okay, if I have a distribution, a histogram like that, I have very few, very small number. Okay. Okay. So what will happen to the mean? You tell me. Or if it's a continuous, we will draw like that. You have a few very small value. A few, very small value. So what will happen to the mean? You will pull down the mean or you will pull up the mean. Hello? Like for example, in my class, I suddenly got a student get 9 marks out of 100 marks. Do you think that will pull down the mean or pull up the mean? Hello? It will definitely pull down the mean, correct? So here is the mode. This is the mode, the one with the highest frequency. So the mean will be pulled down. So here will be the mean. That means I will have less than 50% of my student will have less than the mean. All right. So where is the median? The median will be here. Here will be the median. So this type of distribution, we call it negatively skewed. Skew, or we call it left skew. Okay, left skew. Okay. Hey. Okay, left skew. So, but if I have equal number to the left of the mean and to the right of the mean, this is my mean. I have equal number to the left and also to the right. Okay, so that means this is also the median and this is also the mode. So this type of distribution, we call it symmetrical. Okay, this one we will learn in chapter 8. We call this a normal distribution. Why the word normal come in? Because God is very fair. All of us are normal. So most of the people will have this. All right? equal number to the left, equal number to the right. There are very few very intelligent. There are very few that is not so intelligent. Yeah, but they are good in other things. Okay, so that is called normal distribution, or we call it symmetrical. Another type of distribution will be you have mostly around here. Then you have very few, very big number. So this type of distribution, we call it positively skewed. Or we call it right skewed. Okay, one of the very good example will be of the distribution with the right skew will be monthly household income. Right? I ask you, if I talk about most of the Malaysian household income, what is the income? 5,000? Right? But you have household with the income of 100,000 a month? Very few. Am I right? Very few. So what will happen to the mean? What will happen to the mean? Can someone tell me what will happen to the mean? This one, you will pull up the mean. Right? The median is here. I mean, in this case, the median is less than the mean. So it is the right skew. You have very few, very big number. So if I tell you the mean household income of Malaysian is 10,000, does it give you a good picture? It doesn't. You look at the median and see, you look at the mode and see. So that's why we must have all these three central measures. Then it gives us a very good picture of the raw data that is given to us. Right? So if someone just give me the mean, and I know that that situation, that variable is the right skew, I will ask for the median and the mode to get a better picture of the whole thing, of the population or of the sample. So do you get me? So whatever you learn in the year 11, that is in chapter 6. Huh? Okay, so I will use Thursday to go through some of the questions of chapter 6 with you. You get me? Yeah. So tomorrow morning lesson, I'm going to get into chapter 7 already, because I try to cover as fast as possible so that you have more time to revise for your SAT. Get it? Okay, I will see you tomorrow. So you can try some of the question in the textbook.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah,
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Okay, quick. I got another class to go.
So
Yes?
earlier
Yes.
on during the first 10 message, my phone went out battery, so I couldn't type in the code. But I didn't want to interrupt the class.
Huh? Yes, Kydrit, why?
Yeah, like early on during the first 15 minutes of class, my phone went out battery, so I couldn't type in the code in time. But I didn't want to interrupt the class.
You go through the video first. You didn't mark your attendance, is it?
Then once my phone came back, I didn't get it. The time went out for me.
I can't get you. I can't get you.
Because when my phone's battery came back, the time limit already passed, since you can only enter.
Okay, I will mark the attendance for you. Okay, I take note of that. Okay.
My job.